Hi, Sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Nine. Same. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. Now, I am going to say this: leave Black people out of your gaslighting because you all know how to gaslight so good. I don't know if you all have seen the videos of the January 6 humans that has been released into the world to go and continue where they stopped from. And I saw Lauren Boebert, right? Yes, that woman, Lauren Boebert, that is actually out there telling them that, that whatever that happened to them shouldn't have happened. Why? Because they were good people and they were different. Like, look at their faces and look at her face. They were also trying to protect and all that. But now they are out that she is volunteering to take them on a tour to US Capitol. And I am saying, what a shame. Sincerely speaking, I am not lying. What a shame. See, the truth is that by their fruits you shall know them. When you see their master, you definitely will know how the followers will look like. Or when you see the leader, you can also be able to, you will be able to tell how the followers are going to look like, right? And from everything that it's happened, it is absolutely very obvious that these people do not mean well. Now, let me tell you something. What do you think that immediately he got into power, one of the first things he did was to release them? Why was he releasing them? I've been saying this, just two justice system, one for people that look like me and one for the other people. And that is something nobody will stop me from saying. And now they are trying to tell Black people to, you all should understand. Understand what? How did Black people get into it? Let's get it.
Lauren Boebert personally offered to give a guided tour to January 6th insurrectionists. In this segment, I'd like to call This Can't Be Real Life.
And I'll be the first member of Congress to offer them a guided tour in the Capitol tonight. Amen! President Trump signed a pardon yesterday, demanding that they be pardoned, all of them, and released. But now we're waiting on 22 hostages here in this jail. These men have already paid too much time. Yeah. More time than they ever should have. They should have never been locked up. I'm hoping that these guys are out before I'm able to return. And if they're not, I'm coming back. I want to see them for their release.
It's not funny. It's not funny. Oh, what's wrong, Lauren? Were you having a hard time finding a date on Tinder that you had to sign up for insurrectionists.com? You skank. This is insane. I actually have a couple of questions. So if they pay a little more for this tour, do they get to upgrade to the Beetlejuice package? I'm just curious. Because I'm sure you're going to need all hands on deck for this tour. I mean deck. All hands on deck. I could picture it now. Honestly.
Walk with me through these sacred halls. Over here, we have paintings of our former presidents. And over here is where you took a shit on Nancy Pelosi's desk. Through this corridor is where you put a stun gun to a cop's neck. That was so hot. Who's ready for the gift shop?
You twisted bitch. Oh, and another thing I'm curious about. How exactly are you going to organize all of this? Are you going to pay for everybody's transportation? Or are you all just going to ride a train together? I'm just curious. Because there's a lot of them. And I'm not going to be too hard on you, Lauren, right? Because I actually think this is a really good career for you. You should turn it into a business. And maybe I can help you out with a couple of leads for your next clients. Next, you could take the 9/11 terrorists on a tour of the World Trade Center. That would be so nice. And it should be no surprise to anybody that Lauren is so comfortable around a bunch of criminals. After all, her ex-husband was one, her son is one. For her, this is just like a family reunion. If this doesn't prove to you guys how unserious Trump supporters and MAGA are, and how they don't give a shit about law and order, I genuinely don't know what will. And these are the kinds of stunts and stupidity that is going to happen for the next 4 years. Colin Kaepernick was shunned from the game of football for bending a knee in a sign of peaceful protest. And the insurrectionists that stormed the Capitol are treated like fucking celebrities and getting a tour of the building that they desecrated. This is America.
So now that Donald Trump pardoned all those fucking criminals from January 6th, some of them are making their way over here to TikTok because they want to get their story out on the largest social media platform in the world before their orange Oompa Loompa Cheeto daddy fucking goes around and bans it. And to you fucking insurrectionists, I would like to say collectively a hearty hello followed by a nom de guerre that you have completely earned. You fucking criminals. That's right. You are all criminals. Just because a criminal with a convicted felon pardons you does not make you special. Doesn't mean anything. We know what you did. You were convicted of it, but you begged Orange Daddy to let you go. So, here are some rules for you thug-ass motherfuckers. Black on black crime should never come out of your throat. We're not going to sit there and listen to you, nor are we going to have a conversation to you about black criminality, especially considering the fact that a lot of you motherfuckers used to be in jail, 2 weeks ago. See, 2 weeks ago, you were one of those thugs, one of those criminals. Now you're out and your balls have fallen and you think I can talk about black criminal. No, the fuck, you can't. You can't. Also, just because Donald Trump pardoned you does not mean I don't get a chance to look you in your fucking face, whether it's on video screens or on lives, and tell you exactly what the fuck you are. You're a goddamn criminal. You have more felony convictions than I do. I have none. Never spent a day in prison. Especially not for storming the Capitol having a fucking temper tantrum. Oh, speaking of temper tantrums, we will no longer hear you say cuck soy boy latte snowflake. Nah, it'll never happen. Not again. We're good. We're good on that. We never want to fucking hear you bastards say any of that shit. Because see, you could call me a snowflake, you can call me a soy boy, you can call me a cuck for my fingernails, but one thing you can't say is I went to prison because a guy lost a fucking election. That's true. That's true. Never spent a day in jail because I fell in love with a man and he lost an election and I poo-pooed by poo-pooing on the floor of the goddamn Capitol. Oh, a couple more ground rules. There is no story you're going to tell that's going to beat my eyes and my ears and a television screen and video. I don't care. I genuinely don't give a fuck. Well, I was drinking. You should have took your ass home. Well, I was in a moment of passion. Bitch, you could have went and had sex with your wife. Instead, you tried to fuck the entire nation and our Constitution. No excuse. None. We will hear none of it. Okay? I'm setting these ground rules because I know what you guys are going to try to do. You're going to try to lawyer it up on TikTok, and I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I don't. If you're a military veteran and you did some shit like that, you disrespect your fucking service and you disrespect the service of your brothers and sisters in the line. You did. All your brothers and sisters in uniform, you disrespected them by doing what you did. So fuck your service. I don't want to hear it. I don't give a fuck what rank you were. I don't. I do not. Also, I know you guys think that we now live in an alternate reality where you get to revise everything that we all fucking saw and heard on that day, but no. Your delusions in your fucking head are yours. They're not mine or anyone else's. So we're not going to sit here and listen to you bark, moan, and bitch moan and complain about how hard it was for you to be in prison when you could have stayed home and you wouldn't have been in prison in the first place. You see, we didn't storm the fucking Capitol when Harris lost. You notice that? You know why? Because we understand elections happen and we just tool up and get ready for the next one. Oh, since I'm black, and I know you want to say it, BLM has not burned down a city, a town, or a state, okay? So I don't want to hear a fucking thing about the BLM riots. BLMD's nuts in your thorax. We're not listening to that either. You can't what about that bullshit. No. Because the worst riots in any city pale in comparison to a bunch of whiny ass goddamn people crying because Donald Trump lost a fucking election and storming the Capitol. January 6th will always be a day of infamy for you motherfuckers. Every one of you. Everyone. You were criminals. You did criminal shit. You do not love this fucking country, because if you loved it, you would have just tooled up and waited for the next election. But you didn't. You stormed the fucking Capitol. Oh, and don't think we're going to let your elected officials who want to codify you motherfuckers. Don't let you think that they're going to lead any goddamn conversations either, because fuck them too. If you take up for insurrectionists, you're an insurrectionist yourself. And that's Slewfoot Marjorie Taylor Greene. That's banging out at Beetlejuice Lauren Boebert. That's Paul Gosar's funky ass. That's fucking Josh Hawley's coward ass. So I don't give a fuck what they say. You're a fucking criminal. Much like Kendrick Lamar says, I don't give a fuck who you hang with. I don't. I don't care. I owe you no respect. I do not give a fuck about your circumstances at all. None whatsoever. You are criminal, thug, bitches. And I will hear none of it. I will hear absolutely no excuse for you. You see, Orange Daddy gave you an out because he felt so bad for you motherfuckers, because now you guys are totally on for Trump. You would die and kill for him, because that's what coward-ass thug criminals want to do. They don't want to get along. They don't want to come up with better ideas. They don't even want to, strengthen their political party. Hell, some of you motherfuckers don't even have education. Okay? Okay. So, one more time, and I want to make sure these ground rules are understood. Just because Donald Trump pardoned you does not mean your bitch ass ain't a criminal. And just so that it pisses you off just a tad bit more, with my painted fingernails, with my hoop earrings, with my feminine wiles, as you guys would like to say, I'm still better than you. I will be better than you on my last day in this world. I will be better than you on your last day in this world. I hope every fucked up thing that has ever happened to a human being happens to you. I hope some of you believe in recidivism and you take your fucking ass right back without a pardon. Yeah, say whatever you want to about me and people who think like me, but the one fucking thing you can never say to us is that we stormed the fucking Capitol as whiny ass bitches because our favorite guy didn't win an election. He lost in 2020. Lost. L-O-S-T. Fat ass L's all around. And your dumb ass broke the fucking law to try to keep him in power. You wanted to hang your own goddamn vice president. That was you. I don't care why you were there. I don't care what you were thinking when you went there. You're fucking criminal thugs. You were the less of us. You are trash. Whole wheat toasted, mayo infused buns. You stand no better than anyone. I don't give a fuck what your tattoos look like. You can 1776 this jank down your throat. You're not patriots. You don't love America. You're goddamn criminals. And I'm not ever, ever going to let you forget that. Much like, again, like Kendrick Lamar and Meet the Grams, if you ever think otherwise, just play this video again. You thugs, you punk ass criminals. There is your label. Oh, there's one more. Traitors. You are all traitors. Have a very pleasant day.
Listen up. This video is for you delusional ass people who are going around here saying that Donald Trump pardoned the January 6th rioters because of injustices that exist in the criminal justice system, and in the process try to throw black people into the conversation, saying we should understand why he pardoned them because black people have been the victims of unjust system. Stop it. You didn't care about the injustice black people received in the criminal justice system for the last 150 years. And now you want to throw us into the mix and saying we should understand because your president has pardoned over 600 people that engaged in violent acts actually on the Capitol on January 6th. And now you want to say, well, black people, you all should understand he's doing this because the criminal justice system is so unfair. Spare us, leave us out of it because you don't really care about how unfair the criminal justice system has been to black people for over 150 years.
This is all I got from this video. And sincerely speaking, they absolutely do not care about the justice system. It is only when it is in their favor that they also want the other people to understand. And how did black people get into it to start with? Now, let me tell us something. It's really amazing how these people play around. And like I have been saying this, it looks like there is just like two justice systems out there, one for people that look like me and the other one for them. Like a whole people, how many persons? 600 or more, at least the one that is documented, 600 and something, right? Did what they did the last time he lost election. And to tell you how silly the whole thing is, he also, immediately he got into power, he also let them go. Why? Because you are supposed to understand. Why are you not supposed to understand? Like, how do people do something like this and get away with it? There are some people that did absolutely nothing serious and they have been incarcerated for the rest of their lives. I don't know how long this is going to last, but this is something everybody really got to, buckle up, because it's really going to be real. Like, what is this? How did he release them back into the world? Like, go into the world and continue to do what you know how to do best. And wait, just to tell you how dumb some people are. Because your favorite person did not win, right? And people are like, you all started being crazy, acting crazy. It's really crazy, But then just to tell you, like, when they say like father like son or like mother like daughter, right? This is not like it. You see how he got into power, and one of the first things he did was to let them go. And they are trying to drag black people into it to tell you that you are supposed to understand what exactly. Now let me say this. I don't know who needs to hear this. But something I know that I've been wanting to get out of my chest. I've been saying it all the time. But this one, let me ask you this. How did somebody with 30-something felonies become the president of United States, or okay, am I telling you something? It's also the same thing the president of Nigeria did. Yes, you heard me right. The president of Nigeria had so many criminal cases, right? And ended up in power. And the worst part is that the foreign bodies, I'm sorry I am digressing, but I need to bring this. The foreign bodies, right, that also, that supervised the election actually came out, including United States, actually came out to tell people that the election was free and fair. You all are liars. You all lie. And you all have been lying. The election was never free and fair. So it's more like something like this. I think the Nigerian president is even better. I think he has how many felonies? I can't, maybe very few. But this one is 30 something. Man, that man is really, and you all are like, are really very happy, like, see them defending them, like, it's only a dump. See the same way I tell people in Nigeria, like, if I see people in Nigeria also now, they don't defend that man anymore, their president anymore, because he has shown them. When I say he has shown them, he has shown them Pe0ple, that nobody defends him anywhere his name is brought up. They have seen, and when you say, how can your eyes see your back? Their eyes have seen their back. So nobody defends him, because now they understand that they messed up by putting him in power and lying about it. The same way it will happen to a lot of people in the United States. My own is that, something I will never defend. I will never defend bullshit. BS. I don't defend it. Because whoever they elected in Nigeria as a president is a bunch of BS. And I am saying what I said it with all my heart. Right? So by the time, this FAFO season, by the time you all are going to F around, you definitely will find out, because that is something that you all will see clearly. When someone does not mean well for you, it absolutely doesn't mean well for you. You can also see it from all the executive orders you've been seeing left and right and the rest of it. And some people are out there screaming and shouting and like I am not seeing it. Even the worst part is that, okay, the sweetest part is that I am not seeing anybody saying something. Some of them are dodging, right? And to tell you the reality, there are so many people that refuse to talk about their political views on this internet, white women. That's it. This after the election, they disappeared for the internet. I don't know where they are, but wherever you all are, I hope someday something bring you out on this social media again. You are gonna hear it from people. I am gonna draw the curtain here. Let me know what you all think. I will see you all in my next video. Bye for now.